Hi everybody, come on in. It's a kind of cloudy afternoon. We just had lunch and we went out to take Maggie for a walk, and outside, laying outside the front door was my orchid delivery. So this is coming from Tropical Garden Orchids in Richmond, and that's near where my brother lives. So we'll see how it is, you know. It might be somewhere I can say, you know, Brian, do you want to drop in before you come up? So we're going to open this, and then I have the last babies we got because we're going to take them out of the pot also and check the roots, see how they're doing. And we'll talk about them in a bit. And I'd also like to thank Joyce Crook and Georgia Montgomery for sending lovely donations to help with our raffles. And holy, I think we'll be doing them sooner than we thought we would be. So hoping all goes good for that. Jack's busy putting holes in the traffic cone, and we're still looking for some nice bowls because we want them to be special. So anyway, without further ado, come on in. I wish you could really join me here, and we're going to have a look at what's in here and compare it to the other ones we got. We got the other orchids from Roehampton Orchids, and these came quick. I think I told you when I was ordering them. And I'm going to put this down a little bit so you won't see me, but you will see what I'm doing. So let's see if we can get this down a little bit. That's how's that? Yeah, that should be good. Okay. You know, I thought, I'm just, I moved some orchids together. I made a little bit more space, and I'm going to be giving some gifts away when the right time approaches, birthdays. And I thought, I don't think I'm going to do this, but I've been looking at pictures on our community channel, and if anybody, almost every picture is from you guys, from you subscribers that are putting pictures of your orchids. They're not pictures of mine, but I have to post them there because it's the only way to do it. And I think I've posted over 165 or something like that. So way over. So I hope I'm opening the top. I would say this is the top. Last time, we didn't open the top and we messed up. Oh boy, this is exciting. I didn't think I'd do this, but I looked at pictures, and so I got one that I hope will be fairly easy to look after, and one that'll be a challenge, but they were both so beautiful, I couldn't resist. So, potluck, let's see which one we get first. Okay, maybe I'll put this over here for a minute. Okay. They're wrapped like little birthday presents. It's my early birthday present. It's going to be a good year. Yes, yeah. Oh, very nice. Looking nice. So they've used tape. And, And I like the idea that you have them from babies and they get used to you and how you do your things, because they're quite adaptable within reason. So they did put this tape to hold very mini bark. It's just in bark, and I like that mini bark. And I'm not going to repot it right now, but we're going to have a really good look at it as soon as I get the tape off. That's to keep it in its place. So maybe I'll pull the tag out. It's Miltassia, Charles, Marden, Fitch, Izumi, AMAOS. I could have pronounced those because, as you know, all I'm used to is no ID orchids. So I'm spreading my wings, you know. It's good to keep your mind active. And, you know, another year approaches and we can still do a lot and learn a lot. And the more we're learning, the better for us. So, oh, look, it looks dry. Looks like it needs water. But it looks happy. The leaves are a nice color. I will give it water right after we're done here. So let's throw that on the floor. Now I just want to dump a little bit of bark out. I'm not repotting it. I want to see how it really looks. We want to know how it really looks. And that's the only way to get to know your plant, isn't it? So it's just bark and it's very dry. I think I should quickly get a little thing of water and put it in for a few minutes while I look at the other one. And then we'll put it back and I can baby it. Okay. Very dry, but the leaves look good. And these they don't like to get too dry, if I remember what I read. So let's just let that soak in there for a little bit. And so it's just bark. It does have that damp feel, like about when I water my phals, it has about that feeling. You can feel some dampness to it. But it was a little dry, but it looks happy. It looks good. So we'll have a good look and we'll put it back in the same pot for now on opening day. So that's that one. Now, let's see. I'll put that part back in there for a minute. Okay. I just want to see, once I water it, if there was a couple real dry ones, but it looks happy. Okay, let's do the next one. Now, this is the Miltoniopsis. Now, these like humidity. They don't like to be dry. And they don't want a lot of sun. They don't want to be too hot. They're more of a cool, moist. Anybody that wants to help me out with this as I learn and grow. But I fell in love with those pictures. Did you see those pictures Mike sent? Oh my goodness. Now, if you haven't looked at all the orchids on our homepage under community and you have any trouble, I can try and explain it to you if you just ask in the comments or email me at carolineorchidsfriends@yandex.com. Okay, there's more tape. I love the colors. Oh, look it. So, let's get this. It's Miltoniopsis Breathless Brilliant, and it's supposed to be a little scented too. So, I don't want to disturb it too much, especially with that. They look like healthy plants. And I see little green tips on some of the roots coming over, and I'm going to put them in a special spot where they're not overheated. So I have some plans I'll share later because I haven't told the family yet what I want to do. It might mean some changes in the house. So there we go. There's our 2 new babies. Now let's have a look at this one now. It's been in the water for long enough to at least of course I can't see what I'm doing here. What do you think? I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Okay. Now it was watering day today. So what I'm going to do is just mix a little bit of that bark and some water so that they catch up with, and put a little bit in the bottom. And we were just checking on them, and I'll be leaving them in these pots for now. And I just put some of that wet bark. I think I'm very happy, very pleased with the condition. They got here in 2 days. Of course, Richmond is near Vancouver, and if we were to drive there, it'd be like a 6-hour drive, I guess. Maybe 5, but I'm not a fast driver, so maybe 6. I like to stop and get out and check out the scenery. Take pictures of all the animals on the sides of the road. Okay. Now, I would say it's happier. So, that one is now nicely. I hear music, and I honestly don't have music on. Okay. And what I'm going to do with this one is just give it some water too. So there we go. Those are the 2 in the addition. And they came from, what did I say? They came from Tropical Garden Orchids, Richmond, BC. So I'll share that address for anyone that was interested. And the prices were a little cheaper than Roehampton. They're about the same size the other ones came. And Miltoniopsis was $32. $32. I'm not used to doing this. You know I'm a no ID person. And this one was $18. So, just so I'm being quite honest, that's the shipping paper. So, I still think they're a little cheaper than these. They look very healthy, and it's up to me to make them as close to their normal environment as I can. So, now, what I want to do is, I know there's some of you that when I bought these 2, we did a video, we did an unboxing. It was maybe a month ago. I'm not exactly sure, I didn't check. But this was Roehampton's orchid, phal.stuartiana, and Sogo. So what I have done is I had picked all the bark off the top about a week ago, because these top roots, I want them to be used to being hardy. And as I slowly take bark away from inside the pot rather than too quickly. But if I want to see how they're doing, I've been watering it twice a week and misting it. So we're going to have a look how this one is looking. See, under my care. Now it's damp in here because it was watering day, and I'm going to pick a little bit of this moss out because it's going to be kind of a slow adaptation, and I've picked it off the top. And I may not, I may just leave. This is about right. There's not much in there, but there is a little bit. So then let's see how the orchid is looking. It's got lots of moss around its roots. I'm going to take that big piece out. I got plenty here. So you'll see what I'm taking out and what I'm leaving. Oh, it's stuck onto the, look at, things are looking good. There's the baby. It's looking good, I would think. So we put it back, and I'm picking out, about that much moss. There's still lots in here. I'm going to show you. There's still lots in here by my standards. So, and they've been, the orchids are all in the back of me, and these ones have been sitting on the pebble tray that I put them on in the original video. The pebble tray is full with water to the top of the pebbles, and they sit on that. And they get misted on real hot days. And I have all my misters going, and we'll be auctioning off some, not auctioning, giving away some misters too. So I don't want any moss on the top. I want those ones on the top to get used to it first. So I would say that one is doing fine. So for those of you, this is even with a new phal. If you go back and check, you know, a month after, you can see how you're doing as far as your care, how much water, whether it's not enough, or these are looking fine, and they're definitely not looking anywhere near too much. So there's my handful of moss I took out. Put that back there. But it's good to check because you really don't know. Now, this was the one I got for free, phal Alfinia, and I'm going to be very gentle with her, but I do want to check. But she has still 2 spikes there. So let's see what's going on in this one. There's a lot more moss in there. Of course, it's damp because of watering day. Okay. I see some new roots coming. So only way you know is if you really check. Now there was a little bit more moss in this one. I'm taking out that big clump and a little bit more. The rest I'm going to leave. Okay. We want it to go through the summer with some moss in there, so I'm not in a hurry to take it all away. There. Now that didn't hurt it. And it's good to know. It's the only way you really know. And I know if you have plastic pots, you can see, but you really only just see what's on the edges. You don't see what's in the center. So I thought I would kind of do this. Keep everybody in touch, because if you've just got a new one when I did and you're not used to it, and we have a lot of subscribers that have beautiful orchids, and they are a lot more knowledgeable than me maybe for your area. It's different than my area. So, you know, if you have any questions and we send it to the community, somebody will help. There's more and more people reading there all the time. So let me just move them over there. Is that about right? A little bit more. Sorry. I don't have someone to do this, so I just have to operate the camera a little bit at a time. So this is how much moss I've taken off. I got little Bart, and the new ones look so big, but we know we're all doing good. And anybody that wants to give me more tips on either one of these orchids, I'd be happy to listen. Now, from my experience, the Miltassia Charles Marden, it likes to, I think it likes to just be watered just like I'm doing the phals, where they're almost dried out and then I water it again. And the Miltoniopsis likes to be moist, in shade, and not hot. Doesn't want to be hot either. Bright light, but not, but shaded, not near any direct sun. So I have some plans. So we'll see where I'm going to have to put it. And I hate putting something all by itself. So I do have my my rabbit's foot fern, which likes similar conditions, and a type of prayer plant. And I may figure out something on a little table over there and put a humidity tray under it and some pebbles. And maybe after I do that, I'll add a little piece to this video before I let you see it. So thanks for joining me, and it's always nice to have you and talk to you. And don't forget, I'm always available at the email, Carolyn's Orchid Friends at Yandex, YANDEX.com. Always available, love to hear from you. Okay, thank you very much, and I'm going to go find spots for these now. Okay, without knocking anything over. I didn't tease you on purpose, I just forgot, and I was getting ready to upload the video, and I thought we didn't really look. And spike or no spike, we are going to look and see what we got here. We have to know. And it looks good. Look. So, wow, they've sent nice healthy plants. So, I will also, in another month, I will be checking back into this pot to see how it's doing under my care, in case I have to change one of my practices. Water more, water less. But sorry for almost I almost forgot, and I couldn't. So now I will be joining 3 little videos together before I send it to you. Because, you know, when I first ordered orchids, I ordered my dendrobiums, and they were just little babies. They came in this same very fine bark. It may be orchidia bark, but it's a very small, nice bark. For smaller roots, it makes sense. I've just got medium, and some of my medium's pretty small, but not this small. And I'm going to stick with the medium. So as the plant gets bigger, shouldn't matter. So I'm just going to add this last little bit. Yeah, I'm very pleased. I think there's nothing wrong with the quality if you don't look right away, and then you have a problem. We don't know whose problem it was. So now I will join these together. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. Maggie's the favorite little pet, right, Maggie? Are you a good girl? Is Maggie a good girl? Is she? Oh, she wants a kisses. You want to get this? Okay. Okay. I'll show you what I've done with the one. It is in the bat with the 2 other babies. Now, I'm not leaving this out at night because the other 2 stay out at night. But this one for now, because we're dropping about 58 or so, I'm going to bring it in at night and put it out in the day. As long as it's not hot. Today is really quite nice. The humidity is running 50 on this shelf and 50 down here too. So we're running about 50, and it was watering day. So that is what's happening here. Lots of new leaves coming though. I'm glad to see that. So this one is going to stay there, and I'll go show you what I've done with the other one. By the way, I should show you this cactus. Now in the house, even in the window, in the sun, it wasn't getting any color. But since it gets sun, there's no shade cloth above this, it just loves the sun. Of course, it's a little cloudy today. It's kind of on-off. Nice day for people. So, okay. this is what we've done. We have the rabbit's foot fern in the traffic cone that we found and Jack made a stand. And then I have the prayer plant down here. And I got the other day one of these misters just to keep this corner a little more humid. And it's just on one right now. And it's also on a pebble tray. And it's also in another orchid pot just sitting on that moss I picked out. So this is a north window, not a lot of light. And I also have this. So we're going to see how our humidity runs. I don't have a gauge, but I will put it in this little corner. But I would love to get a little greenhouse window for here because it would get the northeast light. It would be very nice for those type of orchids. So, you know, I have to mention it and we'll see, but that would be nice. So, that's about it. All the flowers in the display, they didn't make it. Now I was changing it and cutting them down and I broke the stem on the phal.stuartiana. They're still alive and they're still in here, but it was too bad. So I've got it in little pieces, but they're doing better than the other flowers were, so it still always bring flowers in of one kind or another. So, and in the window, now this is the west window where it's too hot. Instead of having the blinds up here where they've been, I'm leaving those there, but we've got inside blinds now. So I can pull them down and keep the orchids here. Later in the summer when it's real hot, they'll be able to be in the window and I won't have to worry. I can pull them down. And if it's real dry, I can pull the outside blind down and let the mister run in there and it'll bring the humidity up. So that's the plan. There's the bridal wreath by Rhea out the window. Yeah. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.